Well, welcome back to the Piney Woods homestead, y'all. Unfortunately, most of what Lisa and I planted after we turned under our beans that became a cover crop just did not germinate. A couple of different reasons, y'all, and I'll get into that in a minute why it didn't happen. And we had some theft of things that did germinate. Guys, thanks for stopping in at the Piney Woods homestead. Hit that old like and subscribe if you hadn't. And if you have, as always, y'all, we appreciate you. And we'll get some replanting done before the sun gets on me because it's already like 5,000 degrees in the shade. Y'all, I say it's like 5,000 degrees in the shade, but it's really not. It's not that bad. We seem to have had a little cool down after that major storm we had the other day. So it's probably, I hadn't looked at the gauge this morning, but it feels like it's maybe in the upper 70s, low 80s. A lot of humidity, but it's okay, it's bearable. And I'll show you some things I'm gonna replant with because I'm switching things up just a little bit, y'all, from what we had originally done down here. And I've told you before, our coffee can works great for toting stuff around. We keep autos. So we're gonna replant some summer squash, and just we're continuing our theme of succession planting because mainly it sells good in the farm shop to continue to have fresh squash, and most of the time you think about planting that in the spring and one and done, you get tired of the squash, you're done with it. But if you're just picking up something for a meal, picking up some squash is good, or picking up enough to freeze. When we freeze a lot of squash, y'all. So we're going to plant some saffron. That's the crookneck that has more of a smooth skin than the traditional crookneck squash. We're going to plant a few more Black Beauty zucchini, because once again, most people's gardens have played out a zucchini by now, here at the end of August. I believe it's the end of August, middle of August. And so it's good to have some more coming on a little bit later. And y'all, everything that I'm planting today has a 50 to 55 day maturity. So it's going to work out well so we can still cover crop once we're done. More of these Golden Delights from Haas. Those are just an excellent zucchini. Much better to me, in my opinion, than the Black Beauties, your traditional ones. More of the Moonbeam squash. People are learning about those now and buying them up, and they freeze very well, y'all. They'll still hold their texture better than your traditional squashes. Pulling them out of the freezer. And I've got one here that I can't remember what it is. Lisa gave it to me. It's one of those packs that doesn't have a picture or the name on it. It just says, tells me when to plant it. Oh, I'm sorry, Blue Ridge kale. It is on there, so plant some more kale. Let's see. I've got more collards, y'all, more collards and stuff to plant. And this morning when I went and got some hog feed and chicken feed at Southern States, which is our local co-op, I believe they're in Virginia and the Carolinas, picked up some more beets because mine failed. Got some purple top white globe turnips and some early Jersey Wakefield cabbage. I believe it's an heirloom. I believe that's what Lisa was telling me. So we're going to replant, y'all. I'm going to take you along and show you what happened to us, the reason we're having to do this. Y'all, I'm noticing a few mole or vole trails in here. I don't like that. They like to eat the roots of everything you plant. So probably time to throw out some, oh man, I can't remember what you call it, milky white spore or something like that. It kills the grubs. It's an organic measure. Put it out with a spoon and it'll keep those moles and voles from coming around because they eat that stuff plus your roots. But anyways, Lisa had planted cabbages, kale, all kinds of stuff, and she had a decent stand of cabbage, but the birds came in, y'all. The birds came in and plucked them right up. We forgot to put old Super Crow up. So at the end of this video, if I can remember, Super Crow's going back in the ground, y'all, because too much work to have the birds just eat it up on us. But here's what happens, y'all. And my dad reminded me of this the other night on the phone, and I knew better, but y'all, just once again, taking a gamble. Lost a little seed. But anytime you cover crop or treat a crop that failed as cover crop and you till it under or plow it under, disc it, what have you, it's going to create a lot of heat. And I think I told you that in the video. It's going to create heat as it breaks down. Generally, we do not plant on that, as Dad called it, filth. until about 2 weeks, so it's had time to let off its heat and begin to decompose. So we planted right on top of the cover crop we turned over, so the soil was heating up from that, plus we had the highest temperatures we have had all summer long, and no rain during this period that it should have been germination going on. So the heat killed it and the birds ate it. It's cooler now. Hopefully we've passed that extreme heat and we've had rain, so we've got moisture. So everything, the moisture that was in the ground and the moisture from above will, as Dad told me, meet in the middle and hopefully get everything to germinate well, and we'll have a decent fall crop out here. Let's get to planting. Now I just planted me 6 spots of saffron crookneck squash, and now I'm going to plant some cabbage. And y'all, the seeds are pretty small on stuff like this, and that's why I don't have the garden seeder down here. It's just because I've got more control this way. And I'm going to plant these about 12 to 18 inches apart, and I'll throw a few seeds at each spot. That way hopefully we'll get some decent germination and Lisa can thin, instead of me just scattering them all through here, giving her a whole bunch to do, y'all. So, and she'd be down here helping me, but she has, due to demand, decided to open up the farm market on Wednesday afternoons, I think from 3 to 6, to accommodate some folks. And so she's getting ready for that this morning while I am replanting. So these seeds are small, and you don't want them too deep. And y'all can't even see it, I know, but if you've planted cabbage before, direct sown, you know how small these seeds are. And I'm not putting them all the way down in the furrow, I'm putting them up kind of on the edge, because they are so small. And what I'll do as I'm going along is I'll just go ahead and cover where they're at, so that I kind of have a visual on what I'm doing here. And I won't need to cover the entire furrow, just where I'm planting these seeds. Not that you can't. So there's 3. They'll be here for a while, y'all. This little packet of turnip will give you an idea on how small those seeds are. Extremely small, y'all. So we do this kind of stuff by hand if we're direct sowing versus starting plants. Lisa has plants started too, but we like to direct sow when we can, and so it just takes more time. But I know, speed the camera up and y'all think that I've been out here like 5 minutes, when in reality this is going to take me a few hours. Y'all, ain't gonna lie, I got a little sloppy there towards the end. You get wore out doing this, y'all, but for about $2, $3 a pack of seeds, these little tiny seeds, I did my best to space stuff. This back row maybe not so much. It's mostly cabbage and turnips. And all you really got to do, y'all, is go on and pack them in. You ain't got to cover. They're so small they go right down in the dirt. Just pack them in. So I'll go along with the hoe, pack them in. But y'all, that's a whole lot of food. The way we see it, y'all, we'll have, hopefully, if it all comes up and makes, food to sell, food to put up for this year, next year, and you never know, if the apocalypse comes, we'll have plenty of food. And y'all, I'm picking on that because, in all honesty, a loaf of bread right now in the grocery store, name brand bread's over $4 for a loaf of bread. We've had to buy a couple loaves here lately because we've just been so busy. At least I hadn't had the time to allot to making bread. So, y'all, things are going up. Spend $3 on a bag of turnip seeds. You can probably have all the turnips you could ever eat, plus some. Guys, y'all have a good day, a great week. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high. And these airplanes keep on messing up my volume. We'll be back on the next one, y'all. Y'all have a good day and a great week. Y'all, a little bonus clip for you. Scarecrow was in the video, but a little bonus clip. I heard something coming through the air. I look up from this pine tree, and falling from all the way at the top was something I could not recognize. I didn't have the camera, wish I had. I get over here, a big old long actual black snake, a racer. I didn't know that they would get up in the tip top of a pine, but that's 60-some feet up. He was up there. There was a cracked egg, some kind of bird egg, on the ground. And he was slithering away from it. Fell from like 60 feet up, y'all. Really is a southern jungle out here.